Welcome to Trading Lounge and the European Indices, and starting with the DAX here. The count up through here, I've really just labelled it the same as the S&P 500, and in this last leg here we've still got a little new high to make here. We'll also have a look at another count which is a little bit more bullish, but it might be a good idea to just go and have a look at the S&P for a moment. This is the S&P 500 here on the 1 hour chart. I'll just take it back to a 4 hour chart because I have made an adjustment. The adjustment that I've made is that I had wave 4 here before, with wave 1 here and 2 here, then wave 3 here and 4 here, but it seems to be a better count with this here, and we're looking for this last little move to come into play here for that market, and that will give us a good idea for the European markets as well. I'll just find the intraday chart for this. So picking up a tick chart, 100 ticks from this little wave 4 here, which would actually have this as wave 3 here, or even wave 3 here would make good sense as well. I'll just save that. But on the tick chart, we want to pick it up from here, and this will give us a good idea of the European markets, of what momentum they would have in it. So 100 ticks here. So from wave 4 here, we can see we've got wave 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here for wave 1, back for wave 2. So heading up into wave 3, that should take us around to the 2810 area, and we should see some type of corrective move here across the 28, and then a push up to 2820, 2830 sort of area here to have that top in there. So what I'm saying here is that we've got about 2 sessions for this to finish. So this is going to bring us into the midweek, and we know that that there's a fair bit of news sort of floating around this week, from North Korea to China trade talks to even New York Southern District courtroom with Mueller in there. So Mueller. So yeah, we'll see that play out here. So this will give us a bit of an idea on the European markets here. So for the DAX to finish up here, if I look at this here on the 2 hour chart, the way I've got it counted up here, I've got it 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here, and then going up for 5 for 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here, then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here. So pushing up a little bit higher here. So yeah, I mean, you can go long for a couple of sessions. That's not a big deal. I mean, technically we've got this high above the level here, but you can find some other way to move into that a little bit earlier there. There is another count for this which is a bit more bullish, so I'll just go to the 1 hour chart here, and this is looking at it with wave 1 here, ABC for wave 2 here, and then wave 1 and 2 here, and then looking at this is 1 and 2 here, and then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here, and going up for 5 here for the third wave, across for the fourth wave here. So if you're going to go long and stay in this market, well, I suggest just doing very short-term trades here, and then up for a third wave here. So from wave 2 here, counting 5 waves up. So this is possible as well, but would need the US markets to do much the same sort of thing, and I don't see that just yet. So, but all the same, if we, if we look at this, once that high comes into play here, then we can pretty much just draw a line through here, start looking at setups coming through this sort of way here over this side here after a correction here. So we'll see, but in the meantime, just follow the US up into that space. The French market, the same thing as well. So wave 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here, then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 to here. So it doesn't seem like it's got as long to go as the US market. So maybe I've got this wrong. Maybe from this point here that we get wave 1 and 2 here, and 3 and 4 and 5 here. That would be pretty much the same as the US, but I wouldn't count on it. Going to this point here would be from wave 4 here, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. I'd just sort of, you know, see how we go with that. Obviously here for the trading levels, we've got 5,000, which is a major trading level, and then we've got the minor trading levels, which is 100, 200 and 300. And then if we go to the next degree down, which would be sub-levels, then we can look at, well, there will be 10, 20 and 30 here, then 50, and then 80. But with 80, you also know that there's 72 and 65 in this space here as well. But what I'm suggesting here is that the 5,230, which would be subgroup 1, the top of subgroup 1, if that develops a tested support, then you know that the market's going to push higher. Okay. So for the other markets here, the UK market, I've got a top in play here already for this, but as it stands so far, this move here is in 3 waves. This here also looks corrective as well, so, and this looks impulsive here, so we could certainly go up here and then move back down from that point there. Okay, so that's there, but at the same time, this will become a bullish count if I copy that and put this up above this high here. So that would become a bullish count from that point, and would need to be mindful of that. So, I mean, as it stands at the moment with this here, is that we can look at this here as corrective, bullish corrective, in terms of a B wave here, an A wave here, and a C wave here, and push up higher from that. But yeah, I don't know. But the good news is that we've got this level here, the 70, the 200. So if any of these highs are breached here, then you simply need to be long from that point, because then that will take us up to 7.3 area up here. That would be the target at that particular point there. Will it do that? I just don't know just yet, but all we need to do is take the setup. So going short below this one here, if you're already still long, still short from this one here, then the stop would be here where that red mark is here, because that's above the 61.8% of that length here. Yeah. So there we go, short below here and long above here, but the S&P 500 is telling us that we should be moving up for the next 2 days, so next 2 sessions. So we'll see how we go with that. I'll just save that, and we'll also look at the MIB as well here, so the Italian market here. So from wave 4 here, we're looking at wave 1 with the extension in it, wave 2 here, wave 3 here, an A wave here, and this one here is in 3 waves here. So an A wave, a B wave, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here for the B wave, and down for the C wave here. So I'm looking for this to make a new high here as well, into the 20,500 area here. So because the extension's in wave 3, that means that wave 3 can't be the shortest, and the only way that that can't be the shortest is if wave 5 is the shortest. So we need wave 5 to be shorter than wave 3, otherwise we haven't got the right count. But we're above the level here, so you can certainly look for long trades to move up there. And the same goes here again as well. We've got basically 100 here, so 1, 200, 2 and 300 here, so 1, 2 and 3. If 3 becomes the support, then it will move up to 5 at that stage. So support on that level there would be this little move up through here, would move up through here, then it would come back here and give you that kind of thing here. So you'd be able to move through that way, or you can move through on the top high or the second high here, or you can go long now and put the stop just under this low here. That would also keep you safe as well to the upside there. Right, okay, well that's it. Thanks for tuning in. Cheers.